Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Roll Hit Die presents our Wednesday night game of TORGanized play. Before I hand this off to Jim, I do want to give the typical shout outs to some of the things we use to play our games here on Roll Hit Die. One being Roll20, which is what you see in the middle of the screen there. Allows you to play your games online with people all over the world. I believe most of us are pretty much scattered throughout the states as it is right now. Also, we have Hero Forge. Allows you to make custom minis you can use in, if you're a subscriber, of course, you can use in your digital games. And then we have GUI Cube. GUI Cube is a world that was created by the company several years ago and expanded upon by the community. You go to GUICube.com, you can see all the stuff they have available if you want to try something a little different or something that maybe somebody you've played with in the past might have actually put it out there. I've got 3 or 4 things that I've contributed to it, so go check that out. Let's see, if you're watching us currently on Twitch, we have 3 things to take into consideration. Down below in our bio, you'll notice we have 2 links. One is for Extra Life and one is for RollHitDie.com. Extra Life allows you to give to the Children's Miracle Network and the Children's Hospitals at any point in time throughout the year when you can and when you'd like to. And of course, our Roll Hit Die website gives you a little bit about some of the games we run, some of the players we have, or characters we have. But the more important thing is there's a shop in there if you would like to get something that has some of our symbols on them, like our Army Corps from our Mutants and Masterminds on Thursday, or our what's the other one we have? We have our Roll Hit Die symbols, like the one you saw at the very beginning of the screen before we clicked over to all the cameras on. And there's others. Go check out the website and see what there is. If you're watching us on Twitch as well, you'll notice a little, what looks like a bubble down at the bottom next to the chat bar. We call that a chaos bubble. The more you collect points on that, the more you can cause chaos in our 5th edition games. Currently right now is just our Friday game, which of course is Consequences of Chaos. Robert loves giving us chaos, and he loves when you guys give us as much more chaos as you can. Let's see. Also, we are streaming on Kick now as well. I believe Mike has gotten the link from that and shared it in the Torque Hype Tuesday.
Correct.
So we might have some new viewers on Kick watching us this evening. So welcome to the show. All right. Well, that's all I have. So before I will hand it off to Jim, but I believe Lehman and Mark might have something they'd like to say first.
Yes. Come check us out for Torg stuff. Go either to the YouTube channel Ulysses International, look under the Delphi Council Debriefings playlist, and catch up on anything and everything Torg. We also post those on whatever your favorite podcast platform is. Again, it's the Torg Eternity Delphi Council Debriefings. Yesterday, the new episode dropped about everything disconnection. So how disconnections happen, why they happen, what it means, etc. We answer fan mail and get into the nitty-gritty aspects of Torg Eternity. So catch us there, as well as if you are waiting for new stuff to come out, look at myminifactory.com. For the subscription of $5, you get a full-fledged Torg Eternity adventure, as well as some STL files that you can use to print off miniatures that go with the adventure. And this month, I believe just yesterday, Safari Souvenirs dropped, which is a title by Mark. So they're from actual authors of Torg Eternity. And check us out on YouTube, on your favorite podcast platform, and myminifactory.com.
Excellent. All right, so to jump us into tonight's fun, I'll hand this off to Jim.
So last week we continued the further adventures of delving down into the land between with Una, where you guys basically fought off the intrusion into the dwarven fortress of a troll as well as a bunch of lurks, and you guys attempted to convince the dwarves that they should get out of the fortress before the entire fortress fell. And they said, nope, we wanted to stick around and make sure that the Light Forge did not get into the wrong hands, and so you guys went ahead and booked it out of there, defeating the betrayer on your way out the front gate, and watched the entire fortress fall to the ground below behind you as you guys rode off into the distance. You then came across a gate with a very large dwarven statue that looked very, very menacing, but you were able to easily bypass the gate mechanism, and you were opening the gates, and out walked somebody, as well as some more of the howlers, to which you decided to answer with a law rocket. Did not go well for them.
Well, technically, we didn't answer the howlers with the law rocket. We answered the Medusa with the law rocket. The howlers just got caught in the blast.
Yeah, I guess you could put it that way. I was going with it was more like they were knocking on the door. You opened the door for them. They said hello. You said law rocket.
Okay.
It sounds like
potato.
It sounds like Mark's version of, hey, have you met God? Boom.
He's like, here, let me show you my God weapon.
We're
But
here to
you
tell you
guys
about
were
our
then,
Lord and Savior Jesus. Oh, here, I'll directly introduce you to him.
Allow me to introduce you.
right.
Toss that off the side of the hill. Who's got another resupply? Let's go.
And then after you guys finished defeating the statue, which animated due to the law rocket going off, that is where we finished last week. So we are changing scenes.
Yep, then we're going to change cards when we got here tonight.
Yes, because we were going to let Rod choose his cards when he came back, which we can
he's
still
not
let
back.
him do when he gets back. But so,
All right, so you going to pull them, or do you want us to drop them to the table?
let me tell you what.
This is just a scene, not an act.
Right, it's the scene. So, but I will pull Rod's cards to a different map so that they don't get confused. And if he happens to come in while we're still doing this,
And
drop back down.
we are at 5 cards, correct?
correct.
First go up.
So
Those are Mark's cards, not my cards.
I'll
Try to
step.
steal
Yeah,
all
I
your
hate it
cards.
when that happens.
Starts with an M. You know. Um,
Well, darn. I had a card I probably should have played before we did the whole card thing.
Does anybody have glory?
Nope.
Negative.
I believe I do. Yes, I have glory.
Okay. After we get done doing all this, I'll hang on to it. I'll trade you. You want an action or a second wind?
Action would be fine.
Okay. Well, I'll trade you an action for it after we get done doing all of this.
Mhm.
Does anyone want just a flesh wound? Because I was going to drop it to pick a new one when we're ready to pick.
Which just a flesh wound is it?
That's the make a roll to
Soak.
get a strength test.
Oh, okay.
A strength test as a free action. On a success, recover a wound.
Get a wound back.
Yeah, the way I'm seeing it is the chaplain has healing anyway, and we're heading into a new scene. So,
I would take the soak one.
yeah, that one I don't have. So,
You know what? I thought about it more. It might be worth it for you guys to figure out Rod's cards because of what we're going into. So let me pull them back.
so he's keeping the mistaken identity because he wants possibilities. He'll probably keep the willpower.
I love mistaken. I love all the cards that do the stuff. They're always fun.
Oh yeah, they're fun.
That do the stuff.
Well, I assume then he
Yeah.
will keep the seize initiative and the flurry, and probably the opponent fails,
Opponent fails. Yeah, that's some kind
and
of thing.
drop the adrenaline and the second wind.
Yeah. Although
You only get to recycle one, right?
He's gonna want to take. He's going to want to keep the second win because he spends a lot of shock out here now.
Yes, he does.
All right.
So then he might drop the flurry because he may not need it at all. But
All
he
right.
might give it to somebody else.
Well, I'll bring the adrenaline and the flurry over, and then you guys can fight it over.
Okay.
If I were Rod, I would put the adrenaline out there and keep the flurry.
Yeah, but he's got like 7 cards.
Well, no. The adrenaline
Oh.
is
Oh, he's
Not
got to
even
get
being
down to 5? Oh,
he's got to
shit.
get down to 5. He's got 7
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
So These are cards that he just has to drop to get to 5.
So what's
if
he
any,
keeping?
that would be keeping at that point willpower, opponent fails, seize initiative, mistaken identity, and second wind.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take that flurry. Because who doesn't like a flurry? Unless anyone else wants it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm taking it.
I think you were faster than
I was
everyone
gonna
else.
say, it sounds like
Therefore,
you got
won
it.
Yeah.
I was giving the fast option to everybody.
Click, quick.
All right. So then, this looks like all the cards. All these cards are going away.
I believe that's correct.
All right. Transfer gone. Step D gone. Right. All right. And does that include all of the recycles as well?
Yeah, I think so. We'll find out, Robert, if that actually works for you.
Well, yeah, I'm just hoping.
So are we trading now?
Yeah, you can trade now.
Here, Pierre.
All right. Are you all good on the card thing?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So the doors are open. You guys begin to walk through. And you definitely feel now the presence of Isle even more purely around you. And so you continue on through the tunnels a little bit, and then eventually you come into the tunnel is very unremarkable, appearing just like every other cave you've trudged down so far. But Una stops suddenly, looking around her as if sensing something. Then you feel it as well. A subtle pulse in your body, as if it were pulsating in time with a great heart. Overhead, a crack through which filters a pale purple light. Una hammers pitons into the rock, and before long you climb into the rock, which twists this way and that through veined white stone, never more than a pace across. All the while, the light grows brighter. Finally, you emerge on the floor of a dazzling cavity, some 300 meters high. Amethyst crystals growing inward from every surface create a rough purple floor, while even larger crystals the size of tree trunks turn the place into a labyrinth. Soft purple light suffuses everything, emanating from the core of every crystal. The light reflects off of the crystals on the far surfaces of the geode, like thousands of stars glittering in a purple dusk. The sight is so breathtakingly beautiful, you spend long moments in stunned silence just taking it all in. The moment is cut short by the sound of skittering all around you. Small creatures like crystalline spiders dart between the tall formations around you. They stay hidden, spotted only for a moment as they rush from one crystal to another. Then you see something else. A large sphere glides up and out of the crystals on the far wall of the geode. As it draws nearer, you realize it is also made of a whitish purple crystals that rapidly grow and shrink, constantly changing the sphere's basic shape. Several crystals emerge in a pattern evocative of a face which glares hideously down upon you. In a voice that resonates throughout the entire geode, the sphere says, "Cower! Cower before Gorm and prepare for death."
Oh, why, hello there. Gorm, is it? You are a mighty impressive crystal.
I saw this episode. We just need to find a piece of bamboo and some sulfur and I think some charcoal, and we'll be fine.
Yes. I'm Tana, so Gorm. Gorm, you have a fine home here. This is a place of great beauty. You should be very happy about that.
One second.
Ask him if he's got the time geode.
I'm
we're
about
in a
to.
geode.
Listen, hey, Darby, do you have any quadloos to bet with?
I do not have any quatlus, no sir.
It's too bad.
Yes. Mr. Gorm.
Oh, yes. Chaplain would like to play that. Thank you for the reminder, Jim.
Oh shit.
because Rod would.
I don't even know what it is. Yes, Rod would.
Hey, there you go.
Mistaken identity.
Mistaken identity.
Well, I was about to play
Obviously
something else, but
obviously the good side, right? Which gives him more possibilities, right?
Well, that being the
Good for who?
if he's going to go in and play that, I'm going to go in and play this because
you're like some big rock, aren't you?
right.
Boyo.
He's playing it for the one of the two possibilities. I understand.
Yes.
All right. So a few things are going to happen.
and Tanner's playing the romance on it.
Jeez.
Romancing the Stone?
Exactly.
Well,
I was waiting for somebody to say it.
kind of both inanimate objects.
You beat me to it though.
He's like playing his. Why is Tanner playing the Captain and Tennille song, the Muscat Love? I do not understand.
You're in the wrong cosm, otherwise it'd be Jewel of the Nile.
If you wish to play the romance on, so what's going to happen, Robert, is Gorm is going to look at the chaplain, and he is going to say, "Do not, you have come back to me," and he is going to begin to attack.
Okay.
So, if you wish to play the romance, that's fine, but just understand that it's going to be a case of I don't think you can romance the one you're fighting against. So if you're going to be fighting him, then I don't think the romance card's going to necessarily be appropriate.
Then don't worry about it. I'll take it back.
Okay.
Or actually, I will probably just play it for
The card
cards
and the possibility.
and possibility. Okay.
Well, if you want to do that now, that's fine, because I'm telling you it's...
Then yes, let me play it for a card and possibility. And
there is your possibility.
Well, I mean, Tanner doesn't necessarily have to attack it, therefore, not necessarily fighting it himself.
yeah. But I mean, if it's not going to if I'm not going to get to role play out this, I'll hold on.
Rod's gonna miss being mistaken for Dunod. He's gonna be upset about that.
I don't know what you think you're talking about there, laddie. Is that work?
You're getting better at that.
So-
That's much better.
This is going to be a dramatic scene. So, Robert, why don't you go ahead and roll your.
Oh yes, and I
bring the
will
beats.
go become very vulnerable.
Can you switch those lines, Robert?
I cannot. Wait, can I? Oh shoot!
I
I don't know
You
if
have
this
it-
character can switch the line.
yeah.
Let me do bring the beats though, so I can go and get that done.
Be fantastic to switch those lines.
Hold on. Oh no, those are spells that do that. I don't think there's leadership that does that.
There's a spell that does that?
There are spells that do that.
Yeah, I think there's spells that switch the
Because
Band-Aid
I
and
have a
dramatic
character
lines.
that does this battle lock,
Mhm.
and it's a spell.
Single target actions in this round are favored.
So, he also calls out some of his friends.
His swarmy friends. Oh no, that's good.
Now, Tanner,
and
did you
I'm-
say you get vulnerable for some reason?
I am very vulnerable because I got rid of that fatigue. Oh no, I'm not
I
getting
was
rid
going to
of
say,
it.
what you
Yeah, I was going to say, you might not want to.
No. Sorry,
I mean-
I looked at it, said fatigued, and then yeah.
I'm perfectly fine if you wanted to get rid of the fatigued, but,
No,
I don't think that you actually did.
I was just going to help you,
No.
but then when I realized you're helping the enemy, I was like, nah, I won't do that.
All right, so those are the spider swarms. And there is Gorm.
Apparently he's mad at Duna.
Dude,
He has a will mind that's very nice.
Does he now? Where is it?
he has a lot of high things.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could not fight him. Is there a way to do this that we don't fight him?
I mean, you do have a mind controller in the group, but that might take a little bit.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't know
pretty
that-
high will mind.
I was going to say, I don't know how
Right.
successful he's going to be on controlling the purple geode guy.
Well, that's what I meant. I mean, it is pretty high, but hey, come on now, have faith in Tanner.
I'm still
I'm
going
sure
to
you can
probably
pull
try
off.
it, but
Okay. Fuck.
All right.
okay. Let's be honest. I will try it.
All right. Looked you and he looks at Chaplin and he says, "No." He says, "Do not, please release me from this prison. I am sorry for all that I have done. It is okay, Do not. I beg for forgiveness. Please look." And he turns and he will try to attempt to bite one of the spiders.
Wait, the crystal guy is attacking the swarms?
Yes. Just one of them because he can't get to all of them.
He's unskilled in unarmed combat?
He is.
Well, he has no
Okay.
arms.
He's like a big head.
Well, it is unarmed combat, so.
Yeah, you would think you would be good at that.
Yep.
Terrible. Terrible people.
Just saying.
All right.
Oh no, I don't want you to scan nothing now.
All right. So he bites a whole bunch of the crystal.
Looks to be having some sort of issue.
Enough to the spiders. Some of the individual spiders that he bites breaks up, but there are still too many there for them to still be, not active. All right.
I'm of the opinion that anything that detonates might not be a very wise decision in the middle of the delicate crystal geode. Just saying.
That's we're gonna unload off a lot of rockets.
I am out of law rockets,
Oh,
but I.
darn it.
So,
Oh, he does.
All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm just moving Spoot out of the way so that I can show where all of these things are going.
Do I have dynamite? Let me see if I got any dynamite. I do not, in fact, have any dynamite.
All right, cool. All right, so what happens? Locucius and Pierre, this particular swarm, just all of the spiders literally, coming around and biting on you and everything like that. Boria, you and Una have a separate swarm, and Chaplin and Darby have a separate swarm all over you. But they do not do anything on their. They engulf you on their own turns. So it is all of your turns.
Well,
In which-
what happened to us with these crystal ticks all over us?
Well, that's where I'm going to roll some damage now.
Okay, so no attack. What the fuck's going on here? Well, apparently there is a minor.
On your turn, you're going to take damage.
Okay.
And last but not least, 6 for Darby.
My question for you is, since this is a swarm, are they ignoring armor? Unless you have 4 armor, of course.
That is a very good question. It does not specifically state that they do, but they are a swarm engulfing you.
Well, they should. Just saying.
Yeah. They probably should.
They probably should, but do they?
Rules as written, no. Unless there's something
I'm
else.
just asking
Unless
Jim.
there's, unless I'm trying to look to see if there is something specific on swarm as a trait.
And which one of those damages is mine? Because apparently I'm having issues with the internet here.
Yours was the very first one, so
That was
yours is 6.
Okay, so even if it went through the armor, it wouldn't be anything.
Is that an aisle thing?
The swarm or this particular creature?
Swarm.
Let's see. Swarms are composed of hordes, smaller individual, limiting one, blah, blah. Nope, even the trait in the core rulebook does not say anything about going past armor. It just says each round a character in contact with the swarm on its turn suffers shock. So.
Cool beans.
Suffers?
Yeah, I guess it does not go past armor.
Right, just so do we suffer shock whether or not the damage gives us shock?
No, I mean, it is giving you that many points of shock. Or, sorry, is it shock? Hold on.
Yeah, is that in lieu of the 2 when you're in contact, or is that on top of?
Because
it is a different number for
So we're
them.
taking 2 shock if we're in contact with a swarm, and then this other thing happens. This is important because I'm not taking anything from 6 points right now.
neither am I, so I was asking.
Yeah, this creature just says engulf. Any creature inside the swarm suffers strength plus BD damage at the start of her turn. But it does call it a swarm. But the swarm doesn't list the extra 2 shock. So I assume that it is you're just getting the engulf damage because you wouldn't be able to get 2 sources of damage from the same creature.
Okay.
Excellent.
I think it's trying to give you strength plus a BD in lieu of the straight up 2.
That's probably correct.
So I just did not roll well on bonus dice. But
I'm
go, Jim.
guessing an author forgot that swarms already had specific thing and made it different.
potentially.
That could work.
I like
Right.
your interpretation, though.
But it is all your turn.
So we're all covered with these things.
Well, I was going to try to taunt the big thing if y'all wanted to go after that.
Yeah, but he's
But Big
attacking
King
the
is
little
helping
things.
us.
I was going to say, he's not offensive against us yet.
Okay.
I
He
say we deal with the
swarms.
swarms until he's
He gets
dealing with
swarm
us.
stuck.
Okay. I will hold off because I would hit you with some of the things. Excuse me, that I could do.
I will go ahead and maneuver this swarm against Lucusus and myself because I've dealt with swarms before, and rapiers don't do good against them.
Okay. That is a standard success.
So I will make it vulnerable.
All right.
I think I'm going to do that same thing to the swarm that Chaplain and I are in, because hoping he's got something that's area effect, like that can deal with these things. And then I'm moving away. Oh, that's a good success. Or is that an outstanding? That's an
That
outstanding.
is outstanding.
Very vulnerable and disfavored.
Okay.
And then I want to get out of that because I don't want to be near that. I'm hoping that Chaplain's going to do something that could potentially hit me if I were in it. And since I move away, I'm not in it anymore.
Correct.
I'm going to go stand next to Tanner, but on the I'm not in the swarm side of next to Tanner.
Okay. So
Where's Tanner?
Tanner's,
that was
yeah,
Chaplain.
over there with no swarm around him at all.
Where is Tanner? I don't see Tanner.
Right here.
Tanner
Okay,
is
Tanner?
right here.
Oh, because he doesn't have a nameplate.
That's weird. He has one for me.
He has one for me too.
Huh.
He's the only one that doesn't have one for me.
Yeah,
Yes.
the only one doesn't have one for me.
All right. Go ahead.
The fun of Roll20.
Oh, okay. Lucusus is going
Yeah.
to haste me and Pierre, and I guess smack at some of these bugs. And they're vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me go ahead and roll the haste. It's going to be 18. 18 is going to be a good success. So for the next minute, we can ignore 2 points of multi-action. The unarmed combat is 6 points less, so it's going to be a 12. And let's see, so that'll be, I guess, a 14 against him, unarmed. So it's going to be a good success on that as well.
Yeah, I'm just confirming something.
So it'll be 1 BD, and I guess
Okay. They do not. Sorry, they are large, so they did not have that built in. So you all should account for a +2 when hitting it as well. So
that'd still
you're
be good, though. I think.
yeah. So they're unarmed as an 8. So you're how much less on the unarmed? You say 6 points less.
6 points less.
Does that include the vulnerable?
That was not including the vulnerable, since the haste
So
didn't take into effect on vulnerable.
oh right, fair. Okay, so really that's a 14 against their 8. So yeah, you are a good.
Yep. All right, and their
Okay.
toughness. Where's their toughness? There it is. It's a 7.
Yes.
2 wounds, 4 shock.
So you notice your damage doesn't actually do as much as you think it does. So 15. Your base is 15, and what'd you roll there? A 2? 17. So you only actually do 8. So it only is shock.
Okay.
Your damage seems to be halved against them with an unarmed strike.
So you prefer rolling without the like?
Yeah, at this point, just because it's gonna make the math easier when you see the rolls. So you do a pretty big strike. You sweep a whole bunch of these, spiders away and smash a few of them to bits. But the 8 would only be shocked to it, and it does not seem to care.
Okay. Now I know.
Yep.
The one that's very vulnerable, that's
Mhm.
supposed to be one over the chaplain. Is that correct?
Yes.
The one
Yes.
up over here. Okay. I just want to make sure. Chaplain says, a groom, Gorm, groomer, gormer, whatever your name is. What is what you do not drop you here, huh? Is these your jailers? And then he's going to step away and throw a grenade on that swarm.
Okay.
Well, we'll find out if this is a good idea or a bad idea.
Exactly.
The easy way.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to add 6 to it because
Yes.
because they're large.
Mhm.
It's favored too.
Is that a good success there against their dodge? Where is it?
That is a good.
It's a good success. You know what? Yeah, we'll roll with the good. See if this does damage here. How's a 17 look?
17 severely hurts it, and it seems to take 2 wounds from the blow.
Ooh.
However, there are just so many there that the swarm is still there. It's just slightly diminished, but
Do that again. Yeah, do that again. That was good.
Yeah, see, yeah. I don't think we need some more grenades. Grenades. And then Una is going to, for ease, she's going to back up also and attack anything that comes on over to her.
okay.
To attack the chaplain. So they'll be all vulnerable here.
Yep.
And then Spoot. He's going to do a flyby on the middle one there. Do some maneuvering himself. They're large. 2. Ooh. So, almost outstanding, but that's a good. Let's make them very vulnerable.
All right.
Then, seeing the effect of the unarmed, Boria is going to also. We'll see what happens. Boria is going to flash freeze them. He will stay in contact with them right now. With a +6. So that's a good right now. No water around, is there? Just in case.
No, just crystals.
Happen to be neat. Some crystals are made of water, right? Ice crystals.
Some kind of are.
Okay.
These
Okay.
not so much.
Okay. Let's try them. I did roll a 6. You know what? This is the only thing I'm doing. I'm going to make that favored.
Okay.
Let's do that. Hey, that's a better roll. That looks like outstanding. Snake eyes. So apparently, is it going to be taking half damage from the flash freeze also?
So your flash freeze is a single target, right?
Technically, yes.
So
it's not a blast.
Right. You flash freeze into the swarm, and one of the crystalline spiders in there just like freezes up and shatters and breaks apart, but the rest of the swarm just continues moving.
Yeah, oh look, I'm putting him out the fire out, but it's not working. Okay. Just testing.
Mm-hmm.
That's everybody I'm controlling. So
okay. Yep. Tanner?
I'm gonna just continue talking to Gorm for a moment. Gorm, they say confession is the first step to the road of forgiveness. What did you do to invoke the wrath of Dunar? And he's right here, so
He does not. He tries to tell you some stories, but every time he gets to a point where it's like, oh, this is the point where he's going to tell me what he did wrong, he just stops and starts telling a different story.
Okay. Then the next thing come up. Okay. That'll be next round I do that.
All right. You all can pull cards. Favorable ground. The heroes will go first, and then the villains will be set back.
Now, I have a way to kind of set him back. I am trying to read his mind.
Okay.
I know he's mad, but, and he gets to resist. And I disconnect.
And the streak is alive.
Yes, it is.
Well, apparently the four-leaf clover in chat did not work for you.
Did not work. So, I'm still just talking to him.
Yep.
Well, what can you tell me then about the geode of time? Considering I think we're standing in it.
All right, that was Tanner.
Yeah.
So Darby, yeah, think I should, throw another grenade?
Let me maneuver him first to get a card before you blow him up, and then yes.
Well, you have many choices of things to maneuver, but yes, go ahead, fine lad.
I'm going to maneuver the one that doesn't have anybody on it right now, so you can blow it up. We'll keep it very vulnerable.
It has not gone yet, so it still is very vulnerable because you guys went last and then first.
Mhm.
Then we'll make it very stymied.
Okay.
Hey, hopefully it's to be very dead here in a moment.
Just
Oh, I
I
got the
believe-
card I wanted.
I believe that's another good effect. And
sorry, I was checking out something because I'm gonna have to shuffle my drama deck, and I was making sure there aren't any outstanding cards.
no problem.
All right.
There better be an 18 there from the frag grenade.
2 more wounds, I think.
That is in fact 2 more wounds. That's the same one you were hitting before.
Correct.
Again, a large explosion within the center of the swarm. Lots of crystalline body parts come flying out of the center of the swarm. And now, as you're watching the swarm move about, you can actually see a whole bunch of kind of gaps in between where the swarm parts are running over each other. It's not fully, just crystalline legs and spiders everywhere, but it's still kind of moving.
The wound count is 4.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's not good for us.
So,
Ugh.
Tanner, how high can your pitch go?
What do you mean?
Like
Oh,
your
can I-
crystal.
Sonic attack.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that as well. But I just don't know.
Una's going to do her protecting thing. Because
Okay.
it's like, oh, yeah, well, I got to grenade, so Boria will back up. And then he will toss his flashburn grenade. It is like fire, yes? Modifier by 6.
Well, you were still in that skitter swarm, weren't you? There,
Yes,
Boria?
it was. Would you like to roll me some damage?
I would.
Oh, wow.
Now it's an ugly number.
Look at that. Still gives me a little shock. But that's an uglier number. Yeah, I'm going to be... Well, I would have been tapping the one that's already wounded because that just makes sense at this point.
Yep.
So it's
Understood.
13. I'm going to have to... You know what? Let's roll with it. I'll give you one of those.
Go for the up, huh?
Mm-hmm. Last was an 8. Boom.
That is going to be outstanding.
And I gotta get the right. 8. And I did an SL 20, which is 2 more wounds.
This explosion blasts all of the creatures across the room, and the swarm does not seem to be there any longer.
Yeah, fighter works very well. Look what I did there. He's nice.
Well, 6 wounds later.
He's 4 to 6 wounds. Yes.
Let's hope it's on the 5 side of 6.
How many grenades does anyone have? I need to look at the Heller grenade to see if it does any damage, but I don't think it does.
All right,
Boy.
Did Boria
Darby,
just-
Pierre, or Lucucius?
Boria, did you just
I
make
already
yourself,
went.
Oh, did you?
vulnerable?
Okay.
I will maneuver again and then become vulnerable to.
Walk away. Well,
Yeah.
before you walk away and maneuver,
Yep, I take some damage.
only 9. And Lucucius, just because you're going to go next, and I'll go ahead and roll it. Yours will be 7.
Okay, 7.
It is large, so that's actually going to be successful.
Oh, okay. I will just up his vulnerable to very vulnerable.
And what else did you do?
You walked away.
It was a maneuver, so I get a. My attacks are not going to do anything at all.
Okay.
The only
Well,
thing that
you're
I had
hasted,
that.
so you could have done more than just the maneuver. That's all I was saying.
Yeah. I would have attacked, but
So I will enhance, inspire. Pierre stepped away to get vulnerable, right?
He did.
So I'll enhance, inspire, and smack again. So what I'll do is I'll just roll the attack and then add 6 to what I get.
Okay.
So I have to add 6 to it anyway, don't I? Nope. 4. Because he's very vulnerable.
Your attack is going to get a +6 for 4 for size, or 4 for vulnerable and 2 for size.
Right, but since I added something else in there, it's just only going to be a 4.
Oh, right. Okay.
Alright, so it's a 21 for the hit, and give me a second to fix the cameras.
Did you break the cameras?
No, Rod.
New
I
camera.
did not break the cameras. I just showed up. As I had said I was going to at some point.
Yes.
You did.
I just need
Uh,
to fix a few things.
Hey, Rod. One of those cards should be in your pool.
Of which card?
The cards that are on the tabletop over here to the right, as well as the
initiative, if I had to guess. So grab this whole stack here.
Yes.
And you're going to grab a card off the Destiny deck because you had a successful attack, and you are down 2 frag grenades.
All right.
Okay.
So.
And you've played a mistaken identity.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the crystal gorm head thinks you're Dunod.
That's a problem.
You got possibilities out of it, so not a problem, right?
I'll tell you what, Rod. Just because we were going to have fun with you, but since you've been mistaken for Dunod, you can have all those possibilities too. They're still yours.
Which ones?
The ones I just revealed.
He didn't even know that he didn't have them.
Oh, you're saying that's how many I have total? 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just decreased how many you had to put you down to 3 so that you would come back today and be like, where the heck are all my possibilities, guys?
No, I had assumed people would be spending them to negate stuff. Like,
they did.
Hey, since I'm running Rod's character and this is going to hit me, he'll go ahead and negate it. I just figured that was going to happen, and I was okay with it.
Oh, yeah,
Mike actually played
happening.
it pretty honest for you. He was just like, no, you can try to hit Borya, especially since you rolled so terribly. You're already, cursed, and you're stymied, and, you're disfavored. So you go ahead and roll, Jim. That's fine.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yeah.
I hate you.
Anyway, that is an outstanding on the hit.
Yeah.
And I will, by the way, Pierre, you are no longer vulnerable.
oh, okay.
Doesn't have anything higher than that. It just removes one condition.
Yeah, it removes one. Mm-hmm.
And then I will do everything else. But first of all, I need to give you the damage before I put my strength in there. You have 18.
So that is going to end up being 9, which is going to do only shock.
Which is not going to do any shock because they don't.
Correct.
Take it, right?
They seem to ignore.
Okay.
Again, you crush a bunch of them, but not enough for the swarm to seem to take notice.
And I will, I guess, make myself vulnerable by moving out of the way.
Okay.
So that I'm not standing in it next time, even no. Oh, and I'm not going to stand close enough to where 2 of us are close enough to be hit.
All
Little
right.
space
Then
between me and whoever else.
I am set back, huh?
Well, has anybody bothered to let Mike Rod know that he needs to decide whether he wants to forgive this guy? Because he did apologize to Dunod.
I have no idea what's going on, so I will follow your guys' lead.
You
Well, the
walked
thing
in, and
did-
the creature. You walked in, and it basically screamed out that it was Gorm, and then when it looked at you. After you played Mistaken Identity, it said, "Oh, Dunod, you've come back, so now you must die." And then the first thing it did is it tried to bite some of it tried to bite some of these swarms that were in here. So, and
It hasn't
now,
I'm sorry,
actually attacked
Dunod, I'm
us yet.
sorry.
correct. And
It did
now,
apologize to Dunod.
yep,
And he's trapped here. He mentioned.
yep. All right.
So there you go. You have as much information as we have.
Oh,
Okay.
except that area effect damage is what we seems to be working on them, and it takes 4 to 6, takes 5 or 6 wounds to take them out,
Take out a swarm. Yeah, sounds right.
which is why you're down some very effective grenades.
I
Only
had
two.
5 on my sheet. Had you already decremented that, Mike, or do I need to drop 2?
I had not. You need to drop 2.
Okay. That's all done then.
Setback.
Right now, you're our lead fighter.
That sounded right.
They said you were the tank.
All right. So he yells out at you, calling you all to be the. So he looks at Chaplin, and he says, "Dunod, how can you work with the Gaunt Man in disguise?" And yells out in terror and kind of frustration at you. And he, in his yelling so much, his skitters, the swarms that are in here, basically kind of get shaken up a little bit and kind of like seem to fall out of place, and then take the rest of their turn to gather back together into a swarm.
Okay, so he's crazy too. Gotcha.
You all can pull cards.
And Robert, I've got a reconnecting pool if you need it.
Okay, thank you. That would be helpful.
Well,
Yeah,
of course,
Robert
we're
Streak
confused right
is
now,
alive.
but you probably want to become very vulnerable for that.
Yeah. Be confused.
Yes, I'm becoming very vulnerable to get rid of that confused.
You're disconnected.
That doesn't matter with these. They're not reality perks. They're
Okay.
leadership perks.
Is it a starred perk? That'd be the only thing.
Nope.
Nope.
It is.
No.
These are not star perks.
Yep.
The leaderships are not
Um,
starred.
So I am doing that, and then I am. And normally I would have to play a possibility, but I can become very vulnerable instead of using a possibility.
Correct.
So, idea, I'm turning it to any so that more people can get cards. And yes, I will try to reconnect, and I might still need that.
Oh, speaking
Well,
of that,
it is Dylan's still going first.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
No worries. All right. So, they are no longer stymied and vulnerable. But they are going to move and put some more people back into their areas. All right. So, Una and Darby, you will get that swarm. Pierre and Boria, you will get that swarm. And And Gorm calls out, and another set of swarms comes. And this one he directs to the chaplain,
He's very
which
confusing.
is also going to get Tanner.
Thought you liked the chaplain.
I do too.
Yeah, this time he pointed directly at the chaplain and he says, "Get Dunod!" All right. Now you all can go. But let me just go ahead and roll some damages for all of you who are in swarms. All right, so
I think y'all need to concentrate on Golem instead of the swarms.
Probably.
Pierre, that is 8. And Boria, also 8. And then for Darby, it is 7. And for Una, it is 8. And then Chaplain, 12. And Tanner, also 12.
Okay.
Is Gorm just like hanging from the ceiling like we have here? Or is he...
So now that you think about it, the first time you saw him, he was talking to you from like the opposite wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next round, he was kind of like from the ceiling. And now he's kind of seeming to come up from the floor.
But he's not in melee.
No, I mean, he's not in melee directly with any one of you. He's just where his face is now looks to be coming up from the floor.
Well, if no one minds, I'm going to try to shoot him with lightning.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good option.
Mm-hmm.
3, 4. I would have to take 4 points a shot for a +4 here. What condition? Does he have any conditions on him himself?
No.
Not yet, but do you want me to put some conditions on him?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and wait.
Okay. I'm going to first roll reality to see if I can reconnect. No, that was the wrong skill. That's a 13, which I do not believe reconnects here.
Not in a pure zone.
No.
You want that reconnect?
Yes.
On the ground for you.
Okay. So I will reconnect. And I am going to taunt him. You're going to stay in here forever if you don't make your peace with Dunod right now. And I will taunt. And I don't disconnect necessarily, but yeah, I fail that.
Yep.
So
The good news is that wasn't on the reconnect roll.
that's true.
Which would technically have reconnected.
Right.
Yeah.
Always looking on the bright side, huh?
Yeah. I mean, he would have had options, right?
Yeah.
Rod, were you listening to the podcast that Mark and Lehman were a part of? That dropped yesterday, talking about disconnections?
No, I was not. Why?
Because they were talking about
They were talking
disconnections.
about disconnections and
Yeah.
reconnecting.
No, reconnecting. Look, you roll a 1. Hey, you've lost. You have a choice. Either way, you're going to reconnect. So pick how.
The thing is, since I don't have a body, what would I become here in Isle?
I would probably be like, let me go write a golem cert.
Yeah.
And make sense.
You know, wait. I have to say this. I actually do disconnect because I'm a drone.
Yeah, but
Everything about
Everything
you,
I
you're
do is.
Yeah.
Well, Spoot will try to help you. He will try to maneuver the big Gorm the Mad.
Mhm.
Hey, does maneuver affect him?
He can be maneuvered.
He will be vulnerable.
Okay.
So a better chance.
Yep. Does anyone here have any sort of bludgeoning weapon or something that's good against swarms other than the grenades?
I've been punching them, so but not hasn't been all
These
that
are
effective
weird
yet.
swarms. We've been punching them. We've been
I mean,
doing
I could
half
try the
damage.
betrayer. I've got the betrayer's warhammer. I haven't tried it yet, but I can give it a shot.
Totally try that.
All right, so then Una is going to try to the one that's by the two of you. She's going to try to trick it to make it easier for you to do that, Mark.
Okay.
And an 18, I believe, is going to be an outstanding. So it can be very vulnerable and disfavored. And I don't know if moving out of the swarm makes her vulnerable or not, but if so, go ahead and give that to her.
It does.
Well, then may as well move a little further away so that they can't both get engulfed at the same time.
Got it.
And then I will move out because I don't want to be in that. So you can go ahead and give me that. I am taking some shock for what is it? The law is it the law of magic? You know, the one that lets you take shock to power your spell.
Yep.
And I am hoping that this blast is going to work against Gorm the Mad, who is currently only vulnerable. 23 looks like that may be outstanding.
That is.
All right. Well, let's hope this works. Well, that sucked, but it does ignore that 4 points of armor if that matters. So it is
does.
one off a wound, right?
18 versus.
Ugh,
Yeah,
okay.
18 versus its
So,
12.
Wound
Yeah.
and 2.
It's a wound and 2 shock.
Freaking rolled snake eyes on a lightning bolt,
Welcome back.
right?
He will soak.
I am afraid that's correct. Now I know what I wanted to know.
All right.
And what was that?
I'll cover that soon. He's going to be getting debuffed in the near future.
Gotcha.
Yes. He hadn't done anything yet. Now it looks like, oh, these swarms are coming from him. Okay.
Well, they got the one wound.
Now, well, he soaked it.
Yeah. So I said.
Yeah. That's a good reality.
All of his stuff is good, man.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not even. Darby can't. I don't think Darby can touch that.
Yeah. His value is 20.
Yeah.
So.
And the intimidate.
Yeah.
But I'll sure give it a shot. Are we still on the second round? We haven't turned the third one.
Correct.
Oh, I've already gone then.
I thought you were going to use the hammer.
Well, that was the second. We're on
round. This is round 3 because we haven't pooled.
Yeah, I thought we were around round 3, but I only see 2 cards out there.
There it is.
There we go. Okay, I feel better now. I was like, am I losing my mind? Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna smash the swarm and see if the Betrayer's Magic Warhammer does anything special to them. And I get a +4 because they're very vulnerable. Are they also large?
They are.
That's a 6. Okay, we'll run with that. Oh, that looks like that's outstanding. What's their toughness?
I think their toughness is a 7.
Their toughness is a 7.
A 7.
That's weird.
How's that luck? 3 wounds and 6 shock from the Magic Warhammer.
If it's not half damage.
So you swing the Betrayer's Warhammer and crush a spider completely. But it's
I
the
shout
single
out
spider.
triumphantly, "Ha ha!" and then realize I only got 1.
Correct.
So I'm effectively not having an effect on the swarm. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Some swarms take damage from like bludgeoning and stuff like that. Apparently, this is not one of them.
Yep, not this one. Check.
I had hoped it would be. And I'm going to have to go reboot because I can't get into Roll20. They booted me out and won't let me in. So I may have to reboot in a moment.
That's okay. Pierre, Lucucius, or Boria can go.
All right, and let's see. I'm just going to diminish on him and then punch him. The big guy, big crystal.
Oh, on Gorm?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so first of all, let's fix that to where that's right. And 21. I don't think that's going to... Oh, it's 21. Let me double check that.
Against
Will
Gorm?
Spirit.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, it's Will Spirit.
Oh, sorry, you're going diminish. Sorry.
Yeah, diminishes Will Spirit.
Will Spirit is not successful.
Then I will spend a candy. Once I find my actual name and not Pierre's. Let's do that one. Last roll was 14. Here we go. 29 at least should give me...
That's good.
Alright. So with that, he could drop his spirit by 4 points. And let's see, that's a 29. So it's going to be an outstanding on the hit. So 23, what's that do for him? His toughness is on 16. So to give him a wounded shock.
Sorry, my headphones went off for a second. So you were diminishing his what?
I diminished his, where'd it go? Spirit.
Okay.
That only looks like it's going to give him a wound and a couple shock.
And
Right.
is that 2 down on his spirit?
No, it's 4 down.
4 down. Okay. Tick.
But before you roll to soak, I'm saying that's only technically at where it's standing at right now is only going to be a wound and 2 shock, right?
Correct.
All right, let's just go ahead and throw another BD in there. I guess 23 is the effect, isn't it?
Yes.
26. It's not much more.
What you needed.
Yeah, that's 2 wounds.
All right, cool.
That's right. He will attempt to soak, especially since...
Oh, damn. Wait,
Yeah. He's got to roll below a.
he's got a
12.
20 even with a -4?
Oh, he's,
well, your effect is hitting him at the same time as this punch, so he's not diminished
Oh, yeah, that's
yet.
right. He'll be diminished the next round. Duh.
Correct. He's diminished now, so anyone else who hits him.
Right. I wasn't thinking, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, there's no card for that.
Right, Pierre Uboria.
Boria is going to throw out a relief pain for everybody. Because, shock.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
I believe that's the opposite of relief pain for you.
That is the opposite of relief pain. Yeah. I'm gonna give you a piece of candy here.
Is that a disconnection?
No, because I'm an aisle.
Yeah.
He don't
Yeah,
like
I'll
you.
I'll just take my shock now.
I will pay you money to take shock. Really?
Mm-hmm. It was a good idea. Better than 50. Okay. Well, I know what I'm putting in my pool next.
And Pierre.
So I will once again maneuver these here, but I'm also going to try to hit Gorm.
Okay.
Maneuver is lower by 4. So I will make them very stymied.
Okay.
And then that would be 22 against Gorm, so outstanding.
Yep.
We'll see if that does anything.
Well, he will attempt to soak.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys can pull cards at that point. Rod is still having problems getting back in, unfortunately, but and Zen. And the idea is gone. All right. Taunt can be used as a defense against melee weapons or unarmed combat. Villains will be inspired, and then the heroes will go.
I'm gonna. Have they been taking shock? I don't think so.
No.
The swarms have not been taking shock, and Gorm has soaked all damage that he's been receiving so far.
That's what I thought. So, okay, not gonna worry about it then.
All right.
After Jim goes, I got a crazy idea.
Oh no.
All right. So, Boria, you moved out of the swarm, and so did Pierre.
Boria did not move out of the swamp.
Okay. Well, Pierre moved out.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's fine, Pierre. They're just going to keep following you. Stick on Boria and Pierre for those two. Well, you know what? That one's going to move and get Darby and Tanner.
Okay.
And then this one's going to go get Una. Because Gorm, once again, screams out, "Get Dunod," and summons another one on Chaplin. That is their turns.
Maybe if we kill Chaplin, it will make them.
He's not here to say no.
Here's my crazy idea. I pulled a maelstrom. So we go because Chaplin wants to curse or diminish or anything, something like that onto Gorm there, right? So we let him play possibilities. And then everybody else goes ham on the guy. It's just we're not going to get to play any possibilities on top of it. but we also need to throw on him probably a very vulnerable from either Spoot or Una or something like that.
Now, I will try to taunt him again.
Okay.
And also try to reconnect.
Yeah, I was going to say try to reconnect.
Nope, I don't, but I can still taunt. Where is it?
Oh, and he is no longer very vulnerable.
Which is a 12, which is under his taunt, so I do not succeed. And I cannot spend. So.
I got nothing for you.
No problem.
All right. Spoot's going to try to maneuver the mad one. Hey, let's make him vulnerable.
And I don't remember you saying anything during the villain round, Jim. Are you just making the spiders do 2 points of shock each time?
Oh, no, sorry. I will. I have meant to start it this turn with damages, so here, let me roll a bunch of those.
Okay.
Since everybody was in one at the start. All right, other than Spoot.
And Lucusus.
All right. Okay.
And
So
I'm also going to try to get away from them.
Sure. Pierre, 10. Boria, 6. Darby, 8. Tanner, 7. Una, 9. And Chaplin, also 9. Which I think is everybody.
Okay. And I am moving away.
Chaplin's going to make another point of shock.
Okay.
And
Maybe he's
taking 2 shots. Sorry, Chaplin is grounded right now. Then. What would be better in this situation, Curse or Doom?
Because the Doom, the one that's no, that's Choke. I'm thinking of.
Doom. Oh God.
Doom makes him very vulnerable possible, or stymied.
Yes.
So I think Curse right now, because he'll get a minus.
The minus rolls.
A minus rolls right now. So I'm going to roll a Curse for him. Can we say he probably, if he doesn't have his which is the card that gives you 5 back of shock.
Second wind.
Second wind. If he hasn't had a second wind pooled, he probably would have pulled it last turn, we'll say.
I've got one.
Probably.
And he's going to use it.
Okay.
Because I know we had one. So I'm going to reduce his shock by 5.
Yep.
And then he's going to take 2 shock? Or no, that's spells. This is a faith roll. So never mind.
Still reducing this by 5 is not bad because I know he's getting up there.
Yeah. He's large, correct? So I get a +2 on the curse.
It's built into. It's built into his dodge,
Oh, his
melee, and
defenses.
unarmed.
Okay. Yeah,
it's
but this is
not
going.
built
This
into
is
his.
going to be a faith spirit roll. So,
Okay.
but it's going to be 2 for the vulnerable there. That's a better roll. And I think he's going to spend one of his possibilities.
Okay.
Just a normal possibility, because we know he's got a bunch. Last roll is a 14. 28 versus his 18 faith.
It is now only a 14 right now because
14.
of the diminish.
Gotcha. So outstanding. He will be -3 to all of his skill or
Rolls.
attribute rolls.
Yep. Okay.
There you go. That's the chaplain. Una is going to try to what's a good number? Bring up Una again. Una's going to try to taunt. I think that's good.
We may have a different issue.
Oh, okay.
Because I may be getting the rod issue.
I wonder if they're doing like an update or something. Did you get kicked out? You did get kicked out, didn't you?
I did get kicked out.
Well, I'm rolling it anyway, and we'll make the guy very vulnerable anyway. So I did stuff. So should we take a little break?
Well, let me log into Roll20. Let me see if I can log into the game.
Oh, I'm getting kicked out now too.
Jeez,
might be one of those nights, huh?
Yeah, all my character sheets just went bye-bye.
Oh, Jim's back.
Jim and Chaplain coming back, maybe?
And not so much.
Nope. I'm getting the same problem. So we're going to have to take a break.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back whenever we can get past all these.
Oops, there goes somebody else.
Yeah, that was me. I am officially out of Roll20. Yeah, to make sure someone messages Rod and say, "Hey, we were all having the problem."
Yep, and ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to call it a night on this tonight because Roll20 is having some, we believe it's server-related issues, and it's kicking half our crew out, so we cannot continue playing this evening. But you can join back with us next Wednesday to continue this. Hopefully all the bugs will be fixed between now and then, so that we can continue smashing crystal bugs. See, it's Jim's fault. Jim introduced the bugs into the system.
Yep.
If you can't wait till Wednesday, join us. You can join us Friday for our Consequences of Chaos. Right now, Thursday's show is done. The first season of our Mutants and Masterminds game is finished. We are working on a new program, and once that's ready, we'll definitely let you know so you can join us. But as for right now, we'll see you Friday and then again on Wednesday. So remember,
Yeah, and hopefully this will all get geared up for Friday because I'm planning on killing you all.
yeah, see, how it goes.
No delay for the deaths.
That's right.
So remember, we're in this adventure called Life Together, so please keep that golden rule in mind and treat those around you the way you like to be treated yourself. And with that, have a good week.